thank you everyone for joining in. For those of you who've joined on time, well done and thank you. Pretty much just to say welcome to our program today, which is looking at the ABC Benin Accelerator Program. Some of you may have joined us the first time about 3 weeks ago when we spoke about what the program was about. We will go over that briefly in a little while, but before I get there, as we're waiting for more people to join us, just some quick house rules. You have the Q&A box for any questions that you'd like to ask, so please make sure you put your questions in there. Please use the chat box as well to engage with others. Our colleagues will also be going between the Q&A and chat box and supporting you with any queries that you have. Do make sure, however, that if you have a question, either for us, for those of us who will be sharing information with you, please put that in the Q&A. If it's not a question, please engage within the chat box. We will also have poll questions as well, which will come up at some point. And we will let you know. To be honest, it will pop up as it normally does, so you will see when this pops up. But when it does, please do provide responses to it. It enables us to have an understanding of who is who is participating in terms of questions that we are asking. And then it also, I think some of the questions may also be about evaluating the program today. Those ones will probably come towards the end of the program. Okay, or whenever they come through, please do share your views with us. If you see me looking across this way, it's because rather unusually, we are actually in the office, just a couple of us today. And so I'm looking across at my colleague, Elvina, who is helping in the background. I think those are the main points to make on the house rules. I will try and repeat these, but also colleagues who are in the chat box and Q&A, please do remind attendees as well in terms of how to use the Q&A and the chat boxes. And we will come back to this later. Great, so just coming back again to say welcome to everyone for joining us for our ABC Benin Accelerator Program. Just very quickly, for those of you who perhaps this may be your first time joining us on a webinar, this is Afford UK. So Afford is the African Foundation for Development, established in '94 in the UK. With a mission to enhance and expand the contributions of the diaspora to Africa's development. So our focus is very much on working with the diaspora and harnessing the skills and resources of the diaspora. And our priority area is also very much on job creation. Okay. I have been asked to speak slowly for our interpreters, and that is one house rule. I apologize, I should have mentioned. There is interpretation in English and in French, so please do make sure that you use the button or the globe that you see at the bottom of your Zoom, and use this to engage in the language that you prefer. So just going back to Afford's work, our priority area is on job creation in Africa. And we have come on this journey for a number of different reasons. One, because we understand the potential that the diaspora have to impact on development on the continent. We've seen this potential and we know that it can be maximized if we develop structures to enable them to channel their skills and resources into development in Africa. For us on job creation, we're also very much aware of the growing population, if you like, on the continent, and the fact that even at the moment, we're not able to meet the job demand on the market at the moment. So our focus is very much on creating jobs for young people, on creating jobs for people on the continent. And for us as well, our focus is that, or our understanding is that if you can provide a job for someone, then they are less dependent on other people for healthcare and for education and other needs like that as well. Of course, we're also very much aware of the current circumstances that we find ourselves in with COVID-19. And we know that this is also going to have another impact even on the economies in Africa. So we're also very much looking at how we protect jobs and how we also support businesses to revive their businesses and to revive jobs as well. So the jobs agenda is a big one, a big one for us. I think if I can also add, we also have seen much more broadly, if you like, the current or the other discussions that have come up with the BLM movement as well recently, which have raised quite a lot of questions around equality, more globally, really, but equality and looking at how we address all these matters of race as well. And again, just bringing it back to the work that we do, which is focused very much on supporting economies, creating jobs, developing investment structures for the diaspora to be able to also invest. For us, it's very much about looking at that sort of economic independence, if I can put it that way. And so this for us fits in very well with a lot of the work that we're doing. So just bringing it back a little bit to why we are here today, which is focusing on the ABC Benin program in particular. And we will come to more details on this later. But I think as we explained in the last meeting that we had, we are looking to work with diaspora entrepreneurs and investors to create jobs in Benin. We're looking to work with diaspora volunteers, those who are skilled professionals who can support SMEs in Benin. And we are also looking to directly intervene and upskill young people and women on the continent in Benin, but also to support them with entrepreneurship and support them also to be employable. There are also two other components to the work, which is around also carrying out a trade mission, which fits in very well with investment and entrepreneurship side of the work. And then the last area, which is also very important, is around policy and how we create an enabling environment in Benin to do business. So to link that to some of the mapping that we've been carrying out as well, which my colleagues are about to talk about, we have carried out a mapping and a survey of Beninois diaspora who are involved in these areas or are interested in being involved in these areas. So I am going to stop here, and my colleagues Anushka and Frank have both been working on this mapping, and they're going to spend about 10 to 15 minutes, I think, to share a little bit about the insights that this report or that this research has brought. And then we will take it from there to share a few more examples of the work. And I think more importantly, we will also then talk about how you can also participate in the different areas of the program that we have. So I will invite, is Frank going first or Anushka? Whoever is going first, I will invite you to take.
That's right, I'm going first.
Yes, I'm just going to share the screen and then we are ready. All right, perfect. You can go, Frank.
Donc bonjour tout le monde, notre présentation sera en français. Et donc je me présente, je suis Franck Dossa et ma collègue Anushka de Oceano Capital. Nous sommes les deux partenaires qui ont travaillé sur cette phase initiale du projet qui consiste à faire l'étude de la diaspora béninoise à travers l'Europe. Et donc pour moi, je suis et donc pour me présenter.
I'm going to jump in there for a second. The sound from your end is not very clear and it's quite low as well. I don't know if there's anything you can do. If you could just amplify your voice and let's see how we get on.
Is it better now?
Yes, please go on, and we'll see what
Okay.
comments we get from the chat group. But please let us know from the chat group.
Okay, so I'll try and speak slow as well. J'espère que vous m'entendez bien. Ça va? Are you happy? Are we good? Okay, la première partie de la présentation.
Frank, I'm so sorry, but we're not getting very much joy, and I can see from the comments as well. Is it possible for Anushka perhaps to make a start while you work out what's going on?
I can. I'm doing the second part of the presentation, but I don't mind, so I can just go a bit down, and then we're gonna come back up when Frank is gonna be fine. Ok. Donc, je continue en français. Je vais vous expliquer donc les principaux résultats et les conclusions que nous avons eues après la recherche que nous avons faite. Donc, en fonction de l'enquête, les réponses ont été basées sur l'enquête et sur les focus group que nous avons pu entretenir et mettre en place avec les différents participants. Donc, quelque chose de très important déjà, c'est que nous avons remarqué un intérêt de la part de la plupart de tous les participants. Donc, l'intérêt était vraiment de commencer ou alors de se développer au Bénin. Donc, ça c'était vraiment quelque chose qui était revenu assez souvent, même dans les commentaires écrits. Beaucoup de gens sont intéressés de pouvoir venir intensifier et voir comment pourrait se passer le business au Bénin. Ensuite, lorsque nous demandions aux gens quelles étaient les premières choses dont ils pensent avoir besoin, le financement venait donc en premier lieu et ensuite comprendre le marché béninois. Il faut savoir que beaucoup des intervenants viennent d'Europe. Le 3/4 des intervenants sont donc issus de pays européens et le quart restant sont de pays africains et aussi du Bénin. Mais certaines personnes ne savent donc pas comment est-ce qu'ils pourraient entrer sur le marché béninois, comment est-ce que fonctionnent les entreprises. Et donc, ils auraient besoin de plus d'aide à ce niveau-là aussi pour comprendre dans quel secteur est-ce qu'il serait plus avantageux d'investir et comment est-ce que fonctionnerait donc le développement des compétences et des formations au Bénin. Ensuite, d'autres points aussi intéressants à voir donc, étaient que l'entrepreneuriat a donc la plus grande part d'intérêt ici. Donc vraiment, l'entrepreneuriat, c'est le domaine dans lequel le plus de personnes voudraient apporter de l'aide et voudraient se développer aussi. Donc l'entrepreneuriat est quelque chose qui était vraiment très mise en avant de la part des participants. Ensuite, l'investissement avec rendement et le volontariat. Il y avait quelques personnes qui étaient aussi intéressées donc, de donner de leur temps et sont volontaires de pouvoir aller au Bénin et aider d'une manière ou d'une autre. Donc, en fonction du programme ABC aussi, nous avons essayé d'évaluer de quelle manière est-ce que les gens pensent pouvoir eux-mêmes contribuer à l'objectif du programme et comment est-ce qu'ils voudraient être investis. Et donc, de nouveau, on voit bien que lié à l'entrepreneuriat, ce qui est c'est donc que la majorité souhaite créer ou développer une entreprise. Donc, on reste toujours dans l'idée d'entreprendre et d'apporter, en fait. Partager les compétences vient donc en second lieu et puis donner de son temps personnel. Donc ça, on revient encore sur le volontariat. Même certaines personnes qui étaient prêtes à entreprendre sont aussi volontaires d'aider d'abord les entreprises sur le terrain. Ensuite, en fonction des besoins, donc de l'évaluation des besoins, il y avait certains problèmes auxquels nous avons essayé de voir comment les participants eux-mêmes pouvaient apporter les solutions en fonction de leurs compétences et de leurs expériences. Donc, celles qui sont affichées ici sont vraiment celles qui étaient revenues le plus souvent, on va dire. Il y avait quand même une assez grande liste, Mais cependant, ce qui est vraiment bien et intéressant de voir, c'est que les gens sont vraiment, ils veulent vraiment être engagés en fait. Les participants et les répondants à l'enquête et au focus group ont vraiment le désir d'apporter des solutions et non pas juste de vouloir profiter. Non, c'est vraiment une envie vraiment de pouvoir aider à créer de nouvelles choses et à valoriser aussi le pays ainsi que les ressources. Donc voilà, je ne sais pas si Franck est OK.
Est-ce que vous m'entendez mieux en ce moment?
Oui, ça a l'air mieux. Ça a l'air quand même mieux.
Ok. Et là, si j'enlève, est-ce que c'est encore mieux que tout à l'heure?
Oui, ça semble mieux en tout cas.
Ou c'est plus ou moins la même chose?
Est-ce que tu souhaiterais reprendre?
Allô?
Est-ce que tu souhaiterais reprendre? C'est bon?
Ah, ok, vous m'entendez?
OK.
Oui, d'accord. Donc, pour revenir en arrière sur comment nous en sommes arrivés là, pour comprendre un peu la diaspora, nous sommes ah non, c'est bon, l'autre.
Allô,
Donc, oui, alors je peux passer à la prochaine. C'est bon. Non, là, c'est d'avant.
celle
C'est
d'avant?
d'avant. Oui, c'est d'avant.
OK.
Anushka, are you able to, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Anushka, are you able to do the section that Frank was going to do?
I mean, I think he knows better, but I can try.
Okay, thank you. Or just share some additional insights with people and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, okay. Donc,
Okay, so I'm guessing the sound is back from my end still.
a little bit, yes.
Okay.
Ok. Donc, en fait, là où est-ce que nous voulions en venir, je vais juste redescendre hein, donc dans les slides plus bas. C'était donc, on avait fait un petit concours pour donc remercier, pour remercier les gens qui ont participé. Et, nous voulons donner le résultat maintenant, donc en live, devant tout le monde. Donc, je vais juste demander, Stella, can I ask you, so we would like to draw now the name of the winner of the contest that we did. So for those who didn't know, we did a contest, and then the winner is going to win a session with Husiano Capital, who is an impact investment firm. So then you will have a consultancy session for free. And Stella, I will ask you to choose a number between 1 and 45.
Okay. I think we had wanted to ask someone in the audience to ask someone in the audience and then for them to put it in the chat. Okay. So maybe I can do a random selection okay. of people who've been responding. Michelle has already come up with a number, so we will go with the first one. It's number 12 from Michelle. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, so number 12 is, oh, it's Michelle himself, I think, I guess.
Oh!
That looks rigged.
That's interesting. But that's very random. I just want to make sure, guys, this is random because this is my own list and no one has seen this. So number 12 is Michelle. So well done, Michelle. Bien joué. Donc, vous avez gagné une session de consultation gratuite avec Luciano Capital. Et nous allons vous envoyer un email par la suite pour pouvoir arranger la participation et voir comment est-ce que ça pourrait fonctionner. Voilà, merci beaucoup. Okay, so I think we are about the time now.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
That has never happened before. But yes, as we said, this was very random. As you saw, Anushka was asking me to select a number. And Michelle selected a number, and it happened to be Michelle's. I hope everyone's okay with that. Right. Thank you very much for the presentation. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite hear Frank, but the presentation will be made available, and then we will also have an opportunity for Q&A in a bit, so we'll be able to go over some of it. And additionally, we are only now also just doing the write-up on the report as well. So once it's done and published, there will be another session which will be just on the research, which will allow us to delve a little bit deeper, and that will be an advocacy webinar also that we hold a little bit later down the line. Okay, so thank you very much for that, Anushka and Frank. So moving on, I will now ask colleagues in Benin. So as part of the program, as I mentioned, we're of course in Benin, but one of the things that we also do is that whenever we work in country, we work with partners, and we work with partners who understand the terrain, who understand the work on the ground, and are able to support the program, to support diaspora entrepreneurs, and in this case also to support the development of entrepreneurs on the ground as well. So the partner that we have is MDF West Africa, and we have colleagues Francis and Matthias who will be talking about the program on the ground and what that will look like. So I will pass on now to Matthias and to Francis. I don't know which one of them is starting. I'll pass on to them now. Thank you.
Bonjour, je vais dire bonsoir à tout le monde. On m'entend? Ok, d'accord. Bonsoir à tout le monde. Et ici, tel que on a introduit tout à l'heure, nous sommes en train de travailler avec des acteurs qui pourront nous aider dans la mise en œuvre du projet ici. Il s'agit principalement des incubateurs, des incubateurs qui sont au Bénin ici. Nous avons déjà contacté plusieurs incubateurs et il y a certaines personnes qui ont répondu favorablement à notre demande, et à savoir, il y a Startup Valley, il y a Techno Serve, il y a également un projet de Bénin qui nous a contacté hier simplement pour qu'on ait un partenariat par rapport aux participants. Mais parallèlement à ces acteurs qui ont répondu, que nous avons déjà contactés, nous avons contacté d'autres qui ne sont pas encore disponibles pour nous donner des informations par rapport à notre partenariat. Mais parallèlement à ça, je le disais tout à l'heure, nous avons entamé la rédaction du guide entrepreneurial au Bénin. La rédaction de ce guide, pour le faire, nous sommes en train d'élaborer du moins la cartographie du système entrepreneurial au Bénin. Donc, par rapport à cette cartographie, nous allons vous présenter quelques résultats sur les recherches que nous avons menées. Je voulais demander qu'on me donne la main pour que je puisse partager mon écran avec, oui, c'est bon, avec vous. Oui, c'est ça que je veux partager.
Yes, just click on share screen.
Puis
Click on share screen at the bottom.
oui. OK, c'est bon.
Very good.
C'est bon, ça peut aller. Est-ce que vous me voyez? Vous voyez l'écran? C'est bon, OK. Merci. Donc, nous allons présenter le draft en réalité du guide, mais qui n'est qu'une, ce que nous allons présenter n'est que quelques lignes des résultats que nous avons obtenus. Mais je vais vous présenter d'abord, je vais vous dire d'abord que avant, pour élaborer ce guide, l'écosystème entrepreneurial au Bénin, ce n'est pas une étude que nous avons repris à zéro. Parce qu'il y a plusieurs études qui ont été menées dans le domaine de l'entrepreneuriat et des PME au Bénin. Nous avons concordé toutes ces études-là qui sont des études récentes sur l'écosystème entrepreneurial et plus précisément sur les PME. Donc, c'est la lecture de ces documents, c'est la synthèse que nous sommes en train de faire de ces documents pour présenter l'écosystème entrepreneurial. Et après sortie de cet écosystème entrepreneurial, le guide tel qu'on nous a demandé. Je suis avec M. Kevin, qui est le consultant et qui est associé à moi pour la rédaction du document. Oui, bon, je vous salue tous. Bonjour. Oui, d'accord. Voilà, il faut vous dire que tout ce que nous avons concordé, je peux vous présenter rapidement. La population du Bénin est estimée aujourd'hui à 11 800 000 d'habitants. Et le PIB par habitant s'élève aujourd'hui à 1213 $. Et le secteur primaire contribue à 28%, 28,1% de PIB. Le secteur secondaire, 14,6%, dont 6% pour les industries agroalimentaires et 4,4% pour les BTP. Quant au secteur tertiaire, c'est 48,8% du PIB, dont 13% pour le commerce et 9% pour le transport. Les exportations sont très concentrées sur 3 catégories. Il y a le coton fibre à 55% des exportations du pays, le noix d'acajou à 15,5% d'exportation, les oléagineux qui sont évalués à 4,5%. Donc, nous allons, tout cela se déroule sur nous allons vous présenter, du moins je présente ici, les opportunités qui s'offrent au secteur primaire pour permettre à ceux-là qui veulent voir quels sont les secteurs porteurs pour qui se situent. La superficie cultivable de notre pays est estimée à 11 millions d'hectares, dont 17 seulement sont exploités annuellement. Vous voyez le gap qui existe sur ce terrain-là. 60 000 hectares de bas-fonds sont disponibles et 11,7% seulement sont exploités. Nous avons 1500 hectares de périmètre aménagé par l'État qui est partiellement exploitable. Nous avons également 322 000 hectares de terres inondables et des vallées qui pouvaient être mises en valeur également. Nous avons la disponibilité en eau qui est évaluée à 13 milliards de mètres cubes de réserve sur la surface et 1,8 milliard de mètres cubes souterraine. La pluviométrie en moyenne au Bénin est égale à 900 mm par an. Et actuellement, nous sommes dans la saison pluvieuse au Bénin. Maintenant, pour prendre dans ce secteur primaire, pour aller produit par produit, nous voulons vous donner quelques filière par filière. Nous avons le coton que vous voyez là. C'est le premier secteur d'exportation pour notre pays. Et ça génère plus de 80% des recettes d'exploitation nationale. Donc, les opportunités qui s'offrent dans ce secteur, c'est l'installation d'usines et traitement des graines de coton, la création d'unités industrielles dans le textile et habillement, le grainage de coton et la transformation du coton en fibre. Il y a la construction des usines de production d'engrais, la production des fibres textiles et autres. On va partager après le lien avec ceux qui, pour ne pas trop fatiguer, et ceux qui sont en train de le suivre. Nous avons également le deuxième produit d'exportation au Bénin, qui est l'acajou. L'acajou, c'est le deuxième produit exportateur. C'est une filière qui est à haute valeur ajoutée au Bénin, mais qui, malheureusement, n'est pas exploitée tel qu'on devait l'exploiter. Donc, ça, il y a des opportunités très importantes dans ce secteur-là pour permettre à nos investisseurs ou à ceux qui veulent entreprendre de savoir dans quel domaine ils peuvent aller. Il y a la production, il y a l'industrie de transformation. On peut transformer ce acajou en vin. Il y a la pâte à dattier qui ont pour, en fait, qui se font jusqu'à 95-81%. Il y a la commercialisation et l'exportation de ce produit également. L'installation des usines pour la production des emballages, pour l'exportation et les noix de cola sont également des opportunités. Cette filière représente 24,87% d'exportation agricole, soit 8, des revenus d'exportation nationale agricole. Nous avons également accepté le troisième, et après ça, on va vous présenter les autres de façon plus vague. Le troisième, c'est l'ananas. L'ananas, c'est le troisième produit d'exportation au Bénin qui, aujourd'hui, prend d'ampleur. Mais tous ceux qui interviennent, tous les acteurs qui interviennent dans ce secteur n'interviennent que pour la formation de façon isolée. Ce secteur manque encore des unités de transformation en jus, en ananas séché, tout cela, ça manque. La production des rejets de souches. Tous ceux qui sont dans l'ananas savent que c'est un problème très, très, très sérieux par rapport à la production de l'ananas. Il n'y a pas souvent la disponibilité de rejets, quand bien même l'espace disponible pour cultiver existe. Donc, voilà à peu près ce que nous pouvons dire sur l'ananas. Nous venons maintenant au niveau de certains produits pour vous donner quelques informations. Il y a le beurre, il y a le karité, le manioc, et le maïs, le riz, qui constituent, classés dans l'ordre d'importance. Le karité vient en 4e position après l'ananas dont je vous ai parlé tout à l'heure. Les opportunités qui s'offrent dans ce domaine, c'est l'installation des usines pour la transformation du beurre de qualité. Comme vous le savez bien, le beurre de qualité, c'est un produit qui intervient dans la plupart de tous les produits cosmétiques, mais on en a en quantité ici. On ne sait pas comment il faut l'exploiter pour lui donner plus de valeur ajoutée. Voilà, les emballages peuvent accompagner, les installations des usines d'emballage peuvent accompagner. Le manioc également. Le manioc, c'est le deuxième aliment de base après le maïs au Bénin. La production annuelle s'élève à 3 427 999 tonnes. C'est en 2012 qu'on a récolté ça. Mais la campagne de 2014-2015 a donné une quantité de 4 66 000. Oui. Ok, d'accord. Il n'y a pas de souci. Oui, merci beaucoup. On demandait pour permettre aux gens de bien voir. La production, telle que je le disais bientôt, le manioc est passé en 2015 à 4 60 711 tonnes. Donc, c'est un domaine bien exploité et la production de gari qui est souvent exportée au Nigeria pour la consommation locale sont même à l'Europe et en Amérique, c'est des opportunités qu'on peut saisir. L'extraction, mais toujours est-il que ça, tout ce que nous sommes en train de vous dire par rapport à ces produits se fait à l'échelle artisanale. À l'échelle artisanale. Donc, ceux qui pouvaient se mettre dans du côté industriel de la chose pourront bien bénéficier de ces produits. Et le maïs également. Nul ne doute que le maïs, c'est le produit que nous consommons plus, qui est plus consommé au Bénin ici. Mais toujours est-il que ce produit est on importe ça du Nigeria des fois pour pouvoir combler le vide qui est au Bénin ici. Donc la production en grande quantité de ce produit peut donner aussi de grands bénéfices. Le riz blanc. Nous avons du riz blanc au Bénin, devenu l'une des céréales les plus consommées au Bénin, notamment dans les zones urbaines. Donc, l'installation des usines de transformation et de conditionnement serait très, très intéressant dans ce domaine-là. Nous n'allons pas occulter notre étude à faire. Nous avons vu dans les documents la production de tomates, des légumes, des feuilles traditionnelles. La production maraîchère est la principale composante pour la classe, tous ceux qui vivent en ville et aussi périurbains. Donc, le besoin qui se focalise là, c'est le besoin local de la production des semences de tomates, d'aubergines, des semences de façon générale pour qu'on puisse faire la production en grande quantité. Il existe également un besoin réel de ces produits en stick pour qu'on puisse les commercialiser. Le soja, je viens maintenant au niveau du soja qui est représenté ici, qui est une spéculation très porteuse, très riche en calcium, en protéines du moins. Les caractéristiques nutritionnelles du soja, personne ne doute de tout ça. Voilà quelques éléments que nous avons concoctés dans le secteur primaire pour montrer à nos entrepreneurs. Nous venons au niveau de l'élevage. On parle de la production animale et la production végétale. Au niveau de la production végétale, les opportunités s'offrent dans ce domaine. Le Bénin, en fait, il a été constaté même que nous ne consommons pas le taux normal des produits qu'on devait avoir. Ceci est dû au fait qu'il y a toujours manque, malgré qu'il y a ces productions que je suis en train de montrer et que l'écran montre ici. Les opportunités, c'est de créer des grandes fermes. Créer des grandes fermes pour permettre du moins la fabrication en grande échelle. Voilà, sur le secteur, ce que nous pouvons vous dire de façon brève et résumée. Le document est en cours d'élaboration. Nous allons partager également le document avec vous lorsque nous allons finir. Mais sur le secteur secondaire, nous n'allons pas vous laisser sur le secteur sans vous présenter quelques informations sur le secteur secondaire. L'écran est bien. C'est bon? OK, au niveau des secteurs,
I think we have about a couple of minutes on this, Matthias. 2 minutes. Hi, Matthias.
OK, nous allons vous donner les opportunités de façon transversale ici. Comme le document est en cours d'élaboration, nous allons après vous revenir sur, donner aussi les autres informations concernant les autres secteurs. Tous ces produits, donc, nous voulons dire tout à l'heure, il y a des opportunités de façon transversale sur chaque valeur ajoutée. Donc, la formation, le coaching et l'exploitation agricole est très importante. Le service phytosanitaire, mobile, clinique, très, très important. Le reconditionnement et la commercialisation des intrants agricoles, c'est très important aussi, comme service qu'on peut rendre aussi dans le domaine. Les services de livraison à domicile des produits agroalimentaires, le courtage et en business, la formation et la mise en place des démarches qualité pour certifier tous ces produits dont on parle en bio, c'est très intéressant. Nous n'allons pas occulter tout ça tout en vous disant que le financement des matériels de production, de transformation sont très, très importants. Voilà à peu près. Je pense que, compte tenu du temps, on peut se limiter au secteur primaire. Au secteur primaire, avec ces opportunités, je vais donner peut-être la parole à mon consultant s'il y a quelques informations à compléter avant, parce qu'il n'y a pas assez de temps pour la compléter. Merci beaucoup.
Moi, je vais faire une synthèse rapidement. Il faut comprendre que les opportunités qui viennent de présenter, surtout au niveau du secteur agroalimentaire, agro-business, en fait, il faut voir qu'il y a deux formes d'investissement. Il y a les secteurs qui demandent des gros investissements et des secteurs qui demandent des petits investissements. Donc, lorsque vous prenez le coton, c'est déjà structuré au Bénin ici. Donc, c'est celui qui vient investir vraiment. Ça va lui falloir du lobbying, un gros investissement. Par contre, vous avez, voilà, je vais ajouter aussi que dans ces secteurs qui ont été identifiés, il y a des secteurs où la proportion à l'exportation est grande. Par exemple, quand vous prenez le coton, l'anacarde, l'ananas, par exemple, il y a une grande proportion à l'exportation, alors qu'il y a un marché intérieur à satisfaire qui n'est pas complètement comblé. À côté de ça, vous avez d'autres filières où le marché intérieur n'est pas assez d'abord structuré et développé. Donc, il demande par exemple certaines ingénieries, ou bien des idées nouvelles, par exemple dans la production, dans la façon de commercialiser. Ça, c'est pour résumer un peu le secteur primaire. Le secteur secondaire de l'industrie, bon, c'est le maillon faible, ça. Donc là, il y a beaucoup de choses à faire, il y a beaucoup d'opportunités et qui demandent de gros investissements. Lorsque j'aborde le secteur tertiaire, c'est le secteur plus ou moins structuré et demande à être modernisé avec de nouvelles façons de voir les choses parce que la population est de plus en plus jeune et elle est très ouverte à travers Internet et tout. Donc, il y a plusieurs façons de pouvoir créer des opportunités pour pouvoir les entreprises.
Okay. Merci beaucoup et merci mon consultant. Je voulais aussi ajouter que après, parallèlement à cette étude qui est en train d'être réalisée, nous allons lancer bientôt le recrutement des entrepreneurs, des PME que nous allons appuyer. Et comme certainement dans la semaine prochaine, nous allons définir les critères et lancer ça sur... Pardon? Mais ça va venir plus tard. Donc, c'est des informations que je donne pour ceux qui sont connectés, qui nous suivent, qui pourront après savoir qu'il y a ces choses en cours. Au moment opportun, on vous reviendra par rapport à ça. Merci beaucoup. Je peux demander à Francisca si elle a quelque chose à dire. Après, elle me dit qu'elle n'a pas quelque chose à dire. Vous avez l'antenne.
Okay, thank you, Matthias. No, I'll give the word to Stella. I'm fine.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Matthias and colleagues at MDF. Francis, I take it there isn't anything else to add as you were saying, but we will have, of course, when we come to the Q&A, there may very well be some questions that you can also jump in on. First of all, just to say apologies with all the technical issues. Some days it's smooth and great, and some days it is unfortunately what it's been. But we are liaising with everyone as per the queries that you've raised in the chat box. So do keep letting us know if there's a problem with the sound or with hearing interpreters and so forth and so on. We will share all the documents with you as well. So you will also receive all the information that has been shared. So you'll be able to go through them. Before we carry on with the program, just to say, I had mentioned that we wanted to do the polls, and perhaps this is an opportunity to do that just before we come to the ABC Benin program and how you can participate with that. And then my colleague also had, we also have a video clip which we will try and show as well. But first of all, on the poll, as you can see, there are a couple of questions here. So if you can quickly have a look at that and just respond to that. We'll just do this over a minute or two. There are about 5 questions there. So please go through them very quickly. We just want to know how people have heard about the program so we can target this much better as well in the future and continue to engage with you. And then there are a few other questions as well. Please do go through them. And also let us know what your preferred language is. That also assists us as well in knowing who is on the call or who is on the webinar and what materials we use. I'm assuming everyone's managed to get to the poll, so we are going to get the video up. The video is one that we did. We did a short video with Mr. Dan, who is at the consulate in France, at the embassy in France, and he is, I think, what you would describe as the trade and economic consul in English. We did a very short video with him just for his views on the program and also how he sees engagements with the diaspora. Right, yeah. Just a moment, we're just going to try that again. Just one more time. Okay. I think I'm going to jump in there. Unfortunately, there is no sound, even though we can hear it on our side here in the office, but for some reason it's not coming through. So again, another piece of information that we will share with you. But I think in short, his views on working with the diaspora, especially at this time, he thought was incredibly important in supporting Benin. He also thought, or he also did assure us that, of course, the government is also very keen to support diaspora interventions. And so they're very keen to be a part of this program, to support it in as much as they can. And they're open to working more and more with us as well. When I say us, I'm not just talking about Afford, but it was more about the diaspora altogether as well. So that was a message in short. Again, we will be able to share this. It may actually be on our website as well. So we will share the links with you when this is ready and is up there. So without much ado, I'm going to go on very quickly to the program itself, the ABC Benin program, and also to mention, and also just to say also thank you to MDF as well for sharing with us this presentation, which of course lays out a lot of opportunities, what there is in Benin from the primary sort of like sector to the secondary ones, and the opportunities that are there. And I think it will be incredibly useful at some point in the future when we come to looking at the trade mission in particular, and how we want to engage with that. But also, I think these are also some of the areas to also think about, even when it comes to developing your own entrepreneurial sort of journey as well, or investor journey into Benin. So thank you very much, MDF. So to move on, what we're going to do now, as I mentioned before, is just to take you a little bit more into the different ways of engaging with a program. As I'd mentioned earlier on, the focus is very much on job creation and supporting diaspora and local entrepreneurs and investors to be able to create jobs, either by being entrepreneurs themselves or by investing into SMEs, into businesses. And that, of course, can also be done through engagements with a trade mission as well. And another area as well we had mentioned is about how we also harness diaspora skills also for development, which this program will allow us to do through the volunteer side of it. So we have a number of documents that we've put together, and I will share these with you, which kind of provides you with a little bit of a guide. So there are 4 different areas. One is mainly, or 3 even. One is the prospectus, which is a guideline, which I will go through, not all of it. We will send it to you so you can go through it yourselves. But it provides you with the specific ways of engagement and how you can apply to be on the training program. So we are developing an accelerator program, which from which we will also then support and also identify people that we can support at a later stage with finance for them to create jobs in Benin. Our ABC program is both business development support and then providing access to finance. We always do the 2 things together because we feel that it's important to be able to provide that capacity building as well. And then we have some steps also around how people can engage with a volunteering program, as well as the ideas that we have around developing an investment platform, a community investment platform as well. So what I'm going to try and do right now is to share my screen on the prospectus itself. I need to have access to that, Elvina. Okay. So, okay. Okay, so I hope everyone can see my screen. And all of these documents are already available on our website, and we will share the links with you. And what we want you to know is that the prospectus, again, in terms of communication, if you want to follow up, if you want to find out a bit more, we've provided some email addresses and WhatsApp numbers as well that you can follow up with. But this is the prospectus, which is pretty much a guide into the ABC Benin program, and then into all the different areas of it. So if I can just take us through, I'm not going to go through all of it, as I said. It's just to show you what is on here, and also to mention again that, of course, this program is co-funded by the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation, SDC, and also by Comic Relief and UK Aid through a previous program that we had. So I've talked a lot about job creation and what it is we want from this program. So as you can see, within the expected impact of ABC, we have here the key outcome. It has to be about increasing and diversifying diaspora investments into SMEs, in particular social enterprises in Africa. And we are starting now with a program of training and BDS support, BDS being business development support. And we haven't, there are a number of stages to this. The first stage is around the training. And then the second stage, which will be towards the end of the year, will be about selecting or about submitting a business development plan, which will enable us to identify from the diaspora side about 5 to 10 diaspora businesses operating in Benin that we will support going forward. There may be more from next year, but this is the number that we'll start with. Of course, our partner on the ground, MDF, will be working with another 50 businesses on the ground. Okay, so what I'll do is I will scroll through. There are a number of areas that you want to look at. All of this is important for when you're completing the application form for the first stage, which will also enable you to get onto the program, onto the training program or the accelerator program. So I'm just going to go to the area that literally takes us through the specific steps. There's also an eligibility criteria. So you'll find all of this in the...
How important do you see activities like...
I'm not quite sure. I think... I think the clip we were trying to play earlier just tried playing and actually came through. Never mind. Okay. So in the training application form, you will find some questions around eligibility. Some of what you see under eligibility on this page will apply to that. Although because we know we're doing 2 stages, we may have amended it slightly, but you'll see some questions around that. But what I'll take you through to right now, is the application process, okay? So the process for applying for the ABC Diaspora Finance, which comes at the very end, is to start with the accelerator. And the accelerator information session is what we're doing today. And we will do some more if we need to, but that's exactly what we're doing today. We will expect you to complete and submit what we call a pre-qualification questionnaire, which is part of the stage 1 application. And I will show you what that looks like in a moment. When you've done that, we will also then, or as part of that application process, you are automatically, or you receive a basic membership to the Afford Business Club. So at Afford, we have a business club, and my colleague Elvina will talk about that in a moment. And then once you are accepted onto the training program, you can then upgrade to the silver membership that we have for the Afford Business Club. We expect you to complete a certain percentage of the core modules of the accelerator program to be able to then go on to the next stage to submit a business plan, which is a stage 2 application. Now, in terms of the accelerator program, we expect this to take about 3 months altogether. And we will have more information on this in terms of how it will be scheduled and so on. But of course, we're also aware that as with a lot of diaspora, we do a lot of our businesses on the side of our 9 to 5. So we're taking all of this into consideration to ensure that it works in terms of the time that people actually have got. We're expecting the accelerator program to start around the end of July and through the summer, and it will cover 3 main, 3 key sort of modules around financial management, around management and leadership, and then also around developing your business plan. And that whole process will be supported, as we said, by a trainer or trainers, as well as by business coaches and mentors. So these are the steps basically that you need to take to submit the document pretty much at this stage, to submit the stage 1 application. So further down, it's broken down a little bit more in terms of what is required. And you can have a read at this as well. But essentially, it just spells out a bit more what happens at stage 1, the fact that you need to consent to becoming a basic member of the ABC, and that you will need to provide and submit your application form. So the PQQ is the first stage. The deadline, almost forgot that, is Wednesday, the 15th of July. So it is pretty much open. It should be on our website now. And colleagues will share the link. We'll share the link with you. And the deadline is the 15th of July. And also, of course, we've put in that only one application per applicant can be submitted. I will now see if I can share the training form itself. If you just bear with me. That is the training form itself in French. And I'll see if I can find. Okay, there we go. So this is the application form right here. The first page just gives you a bit more information about what you can expect from the training program. So as we said, if you're looking to grow your business, if you're looking to strengthen your structures, if you're looking to develop a business plan that is right for your business's future, your business finances, strengthen your management in Benin, then this is the program that you want to be on. Of course, it's open to diaspora in Europe and beyond, if there are others who are interested who may not be on the continent. And it's open to others as well to take part. And this pretty much just spells out what you will get as well by being a member of the business club. And the main, right, on this page here, we also explain, this is also something you will find in the prospectus. So for us, the end goal is about creating jobs. In addition to that, we also want to see that the business is also meeting one of these other 3 elements. Either it's building on and enhancing existing initiatives, or it's contributing to increasing economic activity and sustainable livelihoods, or it's contributing to improving policy environments and conditions for doing business. And then below here, we have another checklist, which is just a sort of, it's more about how we measure the business plan. So this is for the very end, when you submit your business plan, how do we measure it? How do we assess it? What do we look for? And these are some of the things that we look for. We look for innovative ideas. We of course look for the fact that it can, that your business plan can create and sustain jobs, that you can demonstrate job creation also in the value chain, and so forth and so on. So these are some areas as well that through the accelerator we will also address. The whole point of the accelerator is also to enable you to strengthen your business and the business plan as well, or the business that you want to build on. I guess another thing to mention as well is that the accelerator program is quite open. However, in terms of businesses that we will want to take forward at the end, we will be looking at businesses that already exist on the ground, perhaps a minimum of 2 years, are looking to grow that business, but we will still be able to support those who are more at the early stage or idea stage, who still want to come onto the accelerator program. So there is still a benefit there in terms of some capacity building for yourself and for your business. The application form itself, as I mentioned, they are the eligibility questions, which you need to answer yes to each one of these questions. And again, I won't go through all of them now, just in the interest of time. But we will also be open to questions even after today. So when you're going through it, if you have any questions, you're unsure, please do write to us at one of the email addresses that we've provided in the prospectus, or you can give us a call or WhatsApp us, okay? So the general questions here, we are really looking forward at the business that you want to support or that you want to grow. So we're looking at what is the nature of the problem? How do you identify the problem? Have you identified a solution? What is the market for this? Your experience and skills. I think there's a question at 18. We may have to relook at the document. I think we're missing a question there. So we will amend that. Of course, we want to know about your team, if they are the best placed and why you consider them to be the best placed. What skills do you have? And also what risks as well are you taking? So these are, for some of you, this will be very familiar. It's very short. It's not a lengthy one at all. We've limited it to about 100 words for each section as well. So do have a look at that. But I will just stress that for the eligibility questions, it's been designed in such a way that you should really be able to answer yes to all of them. However, they are eligibility questions for us to be able to take people forward. But we're also bearing in mind, of course, that at this stage, we also want to build capacity. So again, as I said, if you have questions, do get in touch with us. We want people to feel that there is a journey to go on. So do get in touch with us if you have any questions about this, or if you feel that you're not sure if you might be eligible or not, please do contact us and we can see how we can work with you. We do want to work with the diaspora to support job creation, so we're open to looking at different ways of doing this. So this is the training document, and the rest of it, I think I will let my colleague, I'm going to leave this here. I'm sure you have lots of questions. Put them in the Q&A and we will address them in a bit. And I'm going to ask my colleague, Elvina, to touch on the trade mission and the volunteering as well. So I will take this off the screen and stop sharing, and Elvina can talk about the trade mission. We can't hear you.
Bonjour, hello, everybody. Stella, if you could actually please share the last document, the training one, that outlines all the things that the business club covers. Yeah, just at the top. Okay, really good to see you all here, and that's a pleasure. So to begin, the Afford Business Club is the mechanism that Afford has created to be able to support diaspora entrepreneurs and link them with local partners, and therefore also support local entrepreneurs, local being those based within various African countries. And we've been building relationships with those interested in Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, Ghana, and now we're really happy to also have Benin included. And so what the Business Club really does is look at how can we work with you, the entrepreneur interested in Africa, to make your business work. We've spoken about Afford's interest in job creation, and this is the interest equally of our donor partners, but really it's you who makes these things work. It's you who starts the business that with us, with our assistance, can hopefully help it to scale, to grow, and make yours a success, and success for us being more jobs being created. So the Business Club, as you can see, going through the various benefits that those who are able to come on the program will be able to enjoy, as they say. include legal support, accounting support. If you're based in London, you also can have space to physically work in. And then there's a number of ways that we work in connecting people. Networking is essential and partnership building is essential. And these are two key areas that we really focus on. So the training that we talk about, many people look quickly to the financing possibilities and identify that they need money to grow their business. What we have found, however, and through our partners, Anushka is with Untitled Capital, who is one of our financing partners. They support entrepreneurs and businesses that they believe can scale. They focus on agriculture. And it's not just the money that's needed, it's the right leadership, it's the right business structures, it's the right financing structures to be able to manage your income and sales and so on. So we've really broken it down to the components that will help make business work. And this is what the Business Club is in place to do. And these are what the various relationships we have with SDC, MDF West Africa, and numerous other institutions to support you. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear the clip. It is in the chat. The YouTube clip has been added. It is in French. We will look at doing subtitles later on. We literally had the meeting with the Benin Embassy on Monday, and they have established that they very much want to support the program. And this is the kind of relationships and benefits that you would get as an ABC member. The embassy have confirmed that they will work with us on the trade mission. And the trade missions are important because it's an opportunity, COVID-19 willing and our abilities to travel, to organize a trip towards the end of the year where we're able to set up meetings for you with the key people you need to meet in country. So that could be with the banks, with the investment corporation of Benin, with the ministries within Benin, with the partners identified if you need a local partner. Our partners, MDF West Africa, have been working with local entrepreneurs for quite some time. And so through our links, we're able to go through due diligence so that your partners are somewhat safeguarded. And also through the trainings we provide, we look at how to make sure that you limit the risk to yourselves while developing the sites that will make your business successful. The other benefit of being part of the ABC, the Afford Business Club, is that Afford sits in a very unique and happy position of being both on the social sort of public development side, but also on the entrepreneurial commercial side, which means that there's various opportunities that we are able to provide our members to help them to develop their profile and broaden their partnerships. Christelle, who is the founder of Untitled Capital, is now doing some very interesting work with the African Union. And this obviously will open the way to building relationships at continental government levels. One of our other members, Na, has gone to speak at numerous international platforms, again, enabling her to raise her profile and to build new relationships in different countries. So we really look at how can we, with our networks, our experience and our relationships, how can we invest that into yourselves? So yes, finance is always the key one people go to, but actually that's often the least area that needs the most attention. Being able to position yourselves more accurately is the main thing to focus on. So the trade mission will be in partnership with the Benin Embassy in France, as well as other partners such as MDF West Africa and the Benin Business Angels Network, to look at how we can help to push your business and its aims forward, as well as the relationships you'll be able to develop through the networking abilities that the Business Club offers. Also, with the project, we are looking at volunteers. And when we say the word volunteer, many people automatically look at it in quite a limited fashion. But actually, we see the term volunteers more as resource people. And you can see the resource person application has just been put up, and the links are in the chat box. So we all have some amazing skills and abilities and knowledge that we underestimate because they come so naturally to us that they become mundane. But the skills and knowledge, expertise, links that you have are essential to others' businesses, both in Europe, where we're focusing on, and on the ground in Benin. So our resource people, yourselves, are able to take the opportunity to become mentors, to share your expertise through platforms like this one. We will have different themed webinars that will help to develop those who are on the program. Negotiating skills are key. Strategy approaches are extremely important. And many of us do these things without recognizing the importance of what we have. And this is part of what we will be doing through the program of developing our resource people and enabling you to share that knowledge with others. And all of this, of course, will develop various forms of success for all the different beneficiaries that we're targeting. And also within that is being able to coach others in various ways, be it through the one-to-one or one-to-many. And so we're really looking for people who want to, in any way, and these are just some of the thoughts we've had, there may be some other way that you feel you'd be able to contribute to the program as a resource person. And we're very open and willing to hear what your suggestions might be. Again, you don't know which way your next opportunity, partnership is going to come. And we have had people be resource persons for us on other projects. And we've had at least 5 or 6 actually move country, moving to Ghana, which was one of our target countries, also to Sierra Leone. We've had business partnerships develop. We've seen people invest in the businesses they've supported because they now know the back end and they can recognize the opportunity. I mean, we also even had a wedding, but that's by the by. So there's so many different ways that coming in as a resource person can open up other opportunities for yourself and give great benefit to others who would be very interested in tapping into you and your expertise in various areas. So there are links also to the Afford website where you'll be able to look at the business club and find out more about what's there. Also, if you check our YouTube channel, you'll be able to see some of the really interesting work that current members are doing and taking advantage of. Support should not be underestimated, and many of our entrepreneurs just get on with getting on, get on with just doing the business. But the importance of doing it right can save you time, can save you money, and can save you a lot of stress and heartache. So we really do encourage you to register to come on board the ABC Benin program, because it's more than just training, it is an overall program of support. And then also to think about sharing your skills as a resource person. And you can do both, because in one area we're learners and in other areas we're experts. So you are not limited, and we really look forward to connecting with you. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much, Alvina. Thanks for that. I think just to add very quickly, I think some of the things that Alvina was saying. So here I'm just scrolling through the volunteer application. As you can see, it's very simple. It's about 5 questions, really. It's for us to get to know you. We will also provide some support as well to resource persons, as we've done in the past as well, for them to be able to support the program. We had, I think many years ago, we had a program in Sierra Leone where we had, this is when we first came up with the terminology resource persons, and we had about 150 diaspora who went to Sierra Leone over a period of 3 years or so to support about 800 businesses. The other thing that some of them also did, besides the fact that a few of them did actually move back, was that they also came together, a few of them came together to see if they could actually support financially as well, something that they did sort of personally. But I think these are some of the different areas as well that we can also look at. And I guess on the back of that, I'm going to ask my colleague Dejons to quickly talk about the ideas that we have for the investment platform. So as a lot of you may have heard from previous, from the last webinar that we had, part of the program is about developing a diaspora hub in Benin, which is very much about harnessing diaspora skills, harnessing diaspora resources to support SMEs and job creation on the ground. And part of what we are looking at doing is also to see if we can set up or if we can facilitate the setup of a community investment platform. Within the Afford Business Club, we have 1 or 2 diaspora communities who have already set this up, and it works quite well. And we're looking to see if we can support them to finesse it, but then also to use that and then to replicate that with other communities as well. So my colleague Dejons will talk to us just for a couple of minutes or so about what the plans are at the moment. Dejons, I will put the document up for you. I think I've got it here. Do you want the English or the French one?
The French, please.
I cannot hear you.
Elvina should unmute me.
Can everyone hear him? No?
I said the French. Can you hear me now?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the reason I cannot hear you is because I had lowered my volume. Apologies.
If you can share the screen, please, I can quickly share the PDF of the open.
Okay. Do you want the French document, did you say?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. If you carry on speaking, I will find the French one for you. So if you just want to start talking, I will stop sharing and I'll find that for you.
Ok, merci Stella. Comme Stella vient de dire, donc je vais essayer de faire un peu vite parce que pour laisser la place aux questions-réponses. Donc, je vais vite parler du groupe de travail que nous essayons de former et du but de ces groupes, l'objectif premier, et ce que vous devez faire pour vous inscrire en participant à ces groupes. Ainsi, je vais faire très vite. Alors, are you able to share now? Alors, le but de ces... OK. D'abord, je voulais parler de la plateforme d'investissement qu'Afford essaie de développer, comme cela vient de mentionner. Donc, Afford essaie de développer la plateforme d'investissement pour objectif premier de consolider un instrument financier innovant destiné aux investisseurs de la diaspora et de l'adapter à leurs besoins. Donc, elle sera développée pour répondre aux besoins du secteur des PME et aussi pour soutenir la croissance et par conséquent une augmentation de la création d'emplois. Donc, pour y arriver, déjà, on va essayer de former un groupe de travail. Stella, please, can you give me the title? I just want to see the title, please. On essaie de former un groupe de travail qui consistera des investisseurs déjà et des gens qui auront vraiment la volonté d'investir, de s'investir aussi personnellement et avec, bien sûr, pour nous donner des conseils pour monter cette plateforme d'investissement communautaire. Donc, comme vous pouvez voir, la plateforme, on l'a appelée plateforme d'investissement communautaire ABC, groupe de travail. Et ça, c'est le terme de référence qu'on a créé. C'est déjà, ce n'est qu'un embryon pour le moment, mais on va l'améliorer bientôt. Donc, comme les autres collègues ont déjà mentionné, donc, je crois que le document se trouve déjà dans notre site Internet pour vous inscrire. Donc, comme vous pouvez voir, le groupe de travail de la plateforme d'investissement communautaire ABC Benin est de nature purement consultative et de soutenir à fort dans sa démarche pour s'investir, pour créer. Le but, c'est d'ici la fin de l'année, de créer comment dirais-je, des investissements mixtes. Donc, ça consistera de prêts et des subventions. Déjà, les participants qui auront gagné, qui auront obtenu, qui auront été sélectionnés pour l'année prochaine, on essaye de mélanger un instrument financier pour eux qui consistera de prêts, comme j'ai mentionné, et des subventions. Donc, rapidement, je vais juste voir l'objectif du groupe. Can you go on the second, please, Stella? Déjà, le groupe consistera à créer un forum pour des discussions constructives et l'engagement des parties prenantes, comme j'ai mentionné tout à l'heure. Donc, on veut vraiment avoir des avis un peu de partout, des investisseurs qui pourront nous aider dans notre démarche. Le groupe aussi se concentrera sur le développement d'une plateforme d'investissement, comme j'ai mentionné, en se basant, comme ma collègue Elvin l'a souligné, aux exemples et pratiques d'autres communautés ayant des plateformes similaires établies. Donc, on a une bénéficiaire, si je peux l'appeler comme ça, avec qui on a travaillé, qui ont monté des plateformes similaires dans le cas des Zimbabwe. Donc, on va déjà l'idée qu'on a en ce moment, c'est d'abord de répliquer le même mécanisme qu'ils utilisent. Donc, en troisième point, on a permettre à Fort d'accéder facilement et rapidement à des conseils, des orientations et un soutien semi-formel de la part des divers professionnels et parties prenantes concernées afin de faciliter la mise en place de la plateforme d'investissement ABC Benin. Donc, je me répète, donc j'ai déjà mentionné tout ça. Ça, c'est juste pour les... C'est là, we can move on the next. Un point que je voudrais mentionner ici, c'est engager la diaspora africaine et d'autres professionnels experts et spécialistes dans les activités générales de la plateforme. Et ça consistera un peu de la diaspora. On peut aller encore plus loin que la diaspora béninoise, la diaspora africaine, bien sûr, mais si on a aussi d'autres professionnels, d'autres experts d'autres continents qui peuvent nous joindre, se joindre à nous, donc ils seront les bienvenus. Donc, le rôle et activité des membres, comme vous pouvez voir, c'est d'abord assister à la réunion une fois par mois, donc à partir du mardi 14 juillet. Donc, on a déjà fixé la date pour le 14 juillet prochain, 2020. Donc, je demanderai à tous ceux qui sont intéressés, vraiment de se joindre à nous et de s'inscrire bien avant, disons, le 10 juillet, pour qu'on puisse traiter leurs applications. Donc, rapidement, aussi, c'est pour apporter la contribution de la communauté, des parties prenantes, comme on a mentionné déjà, et identifier des engagements occasionnels à des experts et des professionnels pertinents qui peuvent fournir des conseils d'experts pour le développement de la plateforme. Donc, on attend d'eux d'être en quelque sorte des promoteurs, des influenceurs, des ambassadeurs de la plateforme. Ainsi, pour avoir plusieurs personnes déjà, pour atteindre plusieurs personnes qui plus ou moins seront intéressées à s'investir dans cette plateforme d'investissement. Ça pourra être des entreprises qui auront besoin de fonds pour monter leurs entreprises ou pour développer leurs capacités. Donc, je crois que le reste, c'est juste pendant les réunions, c'est qu'on va vous envoyer, étant membre, donc il y aura l'ordre du jour de la prochaine réunion, compte rendu de la réunion précédente, et rapports sur les progrès réalisés, documents de décision ou tout autre document ou information à examiner lors de la réunion. Donc, comme ici, vous pouvez voir en 5, la sélection et nomination des membres, vous aurez tout le temps de lire parce qu'il y en a beaucoup et on n'a pas assez de temps, il est déjà 30, je peux voir. Donc, et ici, il y a, si un membre veut se résilier, donc, le but vraiment, c'est de faire en sorte pour les 6 prochains mois d'avoir vraiment des gens qui pourront collaborer avec nous pour monter cette plateforme depuis janvier 2021. Donc, ici, si vous souhaitez rejoindre le groupe, il y a mon email adresse. Stella, can I see my email address, please? Just my email address, Stella, is can you scroll up, please? Vous pouvez voir, il y a mon email adresse des gens Satafor. Comme ça, là, ça me permettra de traiter votre dossier rapidement. Donc, je vous remercie. Et là, vous avez votre déclaration. Next, please. Des déclarations sur votre consentement pour y participer. Et vous devez juste cocher, répondre aux questions suivantes et à la fin pour signer votre déclaration. Donc, je m'arrête là. Donc, je vais repasser la main à Stella. Merci pour m'avoir écouté. Merci beaucoup. I'm done.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much, Dejans. Yes, so I think that's the sum of it is that this journey of developing the platform, a community investment platform, we're going on this journey with you. This is about those who want to invest in Benin. So it's about your thoughts on this, what you feel, what your concerns are, how you feel we need to take this forward, and that's the inputs that we want. So it's pretty much your platform that we are going to help to facilitate. As Dejans has mentioned, the first meeting for this will be on the 14th of July. And what we want to do at that meeting is to bring together some of those diaspora communities who have already established platforms so that we can learn from them in terms of what they've done. And then we can decide how we want to take this forward. So if you're interested, do complete the form. It's very straightforward. And then submit it, and then we'll take it from there. As you can see, the TOR is also a draft because we will finalize this together with the first group of people who come together onto the working group. So I'm going to stop there. There will be some announcements on the next steps, but I'm going to stop there so that we can go into Q&A and see what questions there are that have come up. I will take the course there.
Very sorry, Stella, I did forget to mention, and we will be doing a training looking at business and social impact in the second week of July. This training will really help you to look at how to respond to the application form, because as Stella said, looking at our checklist and our, what's the first part? I've forgotten what it's called. Yeah, the bit that we do, that we must have from you. The eligibility, thank you. This training will help you to see how your business idea can be shaped to respond to social impact, or to help you identify that it is already responding to social impact. So we will also send you more information about that upcoming training. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Alvina. Thank you. Great. So I think we will do Q&A now. I will, if it's okay with everyone, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I'm not able to see my questions at the moment. So I will stop sharing and then have a quick look. I think we have some, okay, great. Thank you for all the questions. I think some of these have been answered, so I'm looking at the ones that have not been answered. If I start from the top, I think there's a question relating to, this is probably for Anushka. for the research. There was a question about if we can share the source for the figure you used, which showed the influx of immigrants and diaspora organization. Anushka, does this sound familiar? I'm coming to you. Or Frank. Frank is still here.
Yes.
Yeah, does this sound familiar, Frank?
So the flux of migrants in terms of the data that was provided in the form, is that right?
Yes, I'm sorry, Frank, your sound is very, very poor. If you can probably just type in, if you have the source, if you can type it into into the Q&A or into the chat, that would be helpful. If not, we will share this. This was a question from Finette Bedasso. We will share this. And then Michelle had also asked about earlier studies available or published. I'm not sure who this was directed to, whether it was the MDF presentation or whether it was the mapping that we've done. If it's the mapping on Beninois diaspora, we're not aware that there is another one in the same way that we've done it. There may be some other Beninois diaspora sort of like mapping, maybe a more sort of general one, but to be honest, I don't think we came across any. IOM are quite good at doing these types of surveys, but this isn't one that we're aware has been carried out, at least not in the way that we have carried this out. I think Francis wants to answer this.
As it is for our presentation, we actually based it on desk studies. So there are documents available that we used, and we will share it when we have finished our documents. Of course, we will make reference to those. But in Benin, there's actually been a lot of studies on entrepreneurship development. And we have taken the most recent one.
Okay. Great, thank you.
So we'll share that later. All right.
Great, thank you. This is a question from Christopher. When we say diaspora business, do you mean from the Beninois diaspora or is any African? Very good question, and I'm glad you asked. For us, the focus is on Benin. So if you're a member of the diaspora and you have a business in Benin, or you're looking to go into Benin, or you want to expand a business in Benin, this program is for you as well. So yes, please do, if you're interested, please do have a look at the materials that we've put out there and definitely take part in it. The majority of those who apply onto our programs will often be, most of the time we will have maybe 70 to 80% who originated from the country. But otherwise we will have another percentage of people who are African diaspora or who have links to Africa and are growing their businesses there and want to participate. So please do look at the documents that we've shared and definitely do take part. Thank you. There is another question. There are two more questions. This is where my French will be tested. This is a question on, is this about new enterprises? I'm sorry, someone's going to have to help me there. Dejons. The first question here, de la diaspora qui sont déjà au Bénin.
I can't see.
Is this about innovation? Et pour ceux de la diaspora qui sont déjà au Bénin et ont nouvellement ouvert une entreprise. It's the last bit there, nouvellement ouvert. Is that about new businesses or innovative enterprises?
Can you tell me the time that question was sent?
3:10 p.m.
3:10.
So doing that, let me just look at another question here. Is it about just businesses in the agri-business? This is from Salamaf. No, so at least not the program, in terms of the diaspora program overall, and actually even with a program on the ground, but I think MDF can explain a little bit more how they are looking at this. For us, it's very much about the business areas that are labor intensive. So if you can demonstrate in your business plan that the sector that you want to focus on, it could be health, it could be IT, whatever that is, that it will create the number of jobs that we are looking for. And we look for round about 10 jobs, more or less. It doesn't have to be exactly 10. It could be a little bit under, depending on the sector. It could be a bit more. But we look at the business plan itself and how it has demonstrated job creation, social impact, and financial sustainability. Those are the three key things that we look for. So it's not just focused on agribusiness. Okay.
Can I just translate the question in question that was sent in 310?
Yes, I think Francis wants to answer it actually. So maybe
all right, okay.
To Francis then, yes.
Yeah, because they wanted to know for those one from the diaspora, but who are already returned to Benin and has recently opened an enterprise or a company or business.
Okay, I'll come back to that then. Francis, I'll let you go now.
Yes, I think it's what Dishan said. I think it's the question, if the diaspora has already started something in Benin, are they still eligible for your program?
Okay. Yes, okay, so very good question as well. So all the businesses that we're looking at must be in Benin. All the businesses must be in Benin. The supports that we will provide will be for businesses in Benin, businesses that already exist, that are looking to grow. They could be new businesses, and in that case, you can come onto the accelerator program as well. But all the businesses must be in Benin. There are times when some of the businesses have have a leg or a foot in both places. So for example, if you are in the export-import market, you will have a foot in both places, and we will consider that. We had a business, an Ethiopian one, that was focused on promoting Ethiopian art. And they had a gallery in Ethiopia, and they wanted to set up an office in the UK to enable them to take advantage of international fairs. They demonstrated very clearly that the benefit would be for artists in Ethiopia, as opposed to for those who were working from the side. And as a result, we did provide them with a grant. This was a few years back, and they are by far one of the successful businesses that we've had in terms of the pool of businesses that we've supported. So if you can demonstrate that, that the benefits will be for growth in Benin, for jobs in Benin, etc., we will definitely consider it. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. And then there's another one about what is emballage? Emballage. I can understand the rest of it. Sorry?
Package.
A package. So is this about
how to wrap things?
Yeah, it's a packaging of products.
Okay,
yes.
So packaging products. So that would be in manufacturing, right? Yeah. So I mean, that is definitely a sector to look at if that is of interest to you. That was a question from Letitia. So that's definitely a sector to look at. So we are open really to all sectors. I think as Alvina had mentioned before, we are in the space between commercial and if you like, charity, if you want to use that word. So it's the social enterprise space. And that's why we keep the sectors as open as we do, because we've seen some real innovation even in the health sector and in other sectors as well. So whatever sector you want to focus on. In the prospectus, we've got a list of the sectors. So please do have a look. Yes, that's right. So the other point as well, Alvina just reminded me, is that we also have partners in other countries. We've worked now in 8 countries or so. The most recent ones being Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, but also Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia. I probably missed off one or two. Somalia, and we have partners in most of them. So we're also able to link up as well, depending on the support that is needed. Okay, I think those are, I think Mateus wanted to come in on the question around packaging on that sector. Mateus, please go ahead. Mateus? Oui, allez-y.
C'est bien activé, oui.
Oui, la question relative à l'emballage au Bénin. Il faut dire que c'est un marché, il y a beaucoup d'opportunités qui se présentent dans le secteur de l'emballage au Bénin, surtout au niveau de l'agroalimentaire. Ici, les besoins d'emballage sont les emballages papier craft, les emballages en verre, en bois, parce que le phénomène de la livraison, la perfection des produits s'accentue au Bénin et les entrepreneurs ont vraiment besoin d'emballages pour se différencier. Il faut dire aussi que depuis 5 ans environ, la plupart des projets, des programmes qui intervenaient au Bénin intervenaient dans le sens d'améliorer les offres de services, les offres de produits de bonne qualité, accompagnés d'emballages de meilleure qualité aussi. Ce qui a fait que les entrepreneurs sont orientés vers des produits qui présentent un plus bon aspect, mais il se trouve que les emballages se faisaient rares. Donc, depuis 3 ans, il y a des initiatives d'importation d'emballage. Il y a des entreprises qui importent l'emballage actuellement. Et même pour la majorité d'entre elles, elles sont en rupture de stock. Parce que quand les emballages arrivent, ce ne sera pas comme les petits pains. Donc, il y a ici une opportunité. Ici, pour se différencier, c'est au niveau du prix. C'est-à-dire que si vous voulez rentrer dans ce secteur-là, il faut vraiment être à un prix compétitif pour pouvoir satisfaire le marché. Parce que les problèmes des entrepreneurs sont des problèmes économiques. Hein, c'est-à-dire que les emballages interviennent directement dans le coût de production et ils sont à la recherche des emballages à coût adapté et des emballages qui améliorent l'aspect de leurs produits. Donc, je me résume pour dire qu'il y a une grande opportunité d'affaires, mais c'est une opportunité liée à l'importation d'emballage. Il n'y a pas de fabrication de produits d'emballage au Bénin, sauf si l'État béninois focalise, même fait un programme pour encourager la consommation locale. Merci.
Thank you very much for that response. I think also just to follow up on that, this again is something that we can definitely look at even when it comes to trade mission. Last year, we had a trade mission with Sierra Leonean and Ghanaian diaspora to Ghana, and we also went with some local entrepreneurs from Sierra Leone itself, some of whom had been in the diaspora before, but were now in Sierra Leone. And some of them were actually looking also at packaging, and they felt that the packaging that was done in Ghana was much better than what they had in Sierra Leone, and they wanted to learn. And so we organized some trips and learning around this. So I think, again, there are different ways for us to look at the trade mission as well, if this is of interest. But we will definitely develop on what's coming through and what is needed, together with our partners on the ground who have an understanding of the terrain, and then we'll take this forward. Then I think the final thing, I think Michelle was asking if we can share all the documents. We will definitely do that. We'll be sharing everything with you. And Fleur at MDF, our colleague at MDF, has shared a link, a Facebook link in the Q&A. We might want to put it into the chat for everyone, actually, so that people can follow the work on the ground as well in Benin. Okay. Yes, please. Yes, we're also just going to have a look at the, so we can now see the poll results as well. So a lot of you who joined us today have said word of mouth. actually from direct email engagement with yourselves as well. So that's great. Thank you. And then it's word of mouth and Facebook as well. How would you rate the event overall? Okay, thanks for your feedback. We had about, what is 3? 3 is kind of in between, so we will have to do better next time, I guess. Apologies for all the technicalities. And then we asked if people were looking for loans to invest or opportunities to invest. The majority we had there said other, so we're not entirely sure what that other is, but we had a percentage of people who are interested in investing or investing their own funds, and others who are looking for volunteering opportunities. So it's good to see at least that we do have some good numbers here. How likely are you to participate in the ABC Benin program? We had about 38% of you, actually more of you, have said that you will participate, strongly participate, I guess, and about 31 of you in the middle. Please do participate, but do let us know what questions you have as well. And then the preferred language on here, as we can see, is French. So I'm hoping that in terms of all the translations, that you've been able to get a lot out of this. My colleagues are saying there are 2 more questions in Q&A and chat box. I can see, okay, and I'm also being told that it's nearly 4 o'clock. Okay. So someone asked, are there any talks or worries of the impact of plastics? We've spoken about that already. And then there are 2 questions in French. There's another question also on packaging, which we've covered, but it's more around imports. But I feel we have covered that question. And then the last one is this to do with the ministries? What is le ministère la CCIB? Is this a question that MDF might be able to take?
Oh yes, this is
still on packaging.
Yes, yes, this is the Chamber of Commerce, right?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, still on packaging. Yes. Yes. If it's really a big problem, we could look at where are the partners who are interested in helping to solve this. I think
okay.
it's a relevant question.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Did you want to come in, Matthias, on that very quickly? We're going to wrap up. You're on mute.
Oui, c'est Mathias. Concernant la question d'emballage plastique au Bénin, il faut vous dire qu'il est vrai que l'État béninois a pris des décrets pour empêcher tout ce qui est déchets plastiques, l'utilisation des déchets plastiques. Mais sa mise en œuvre actuellement reconnaît un peu de difficultés parce que l'État n'a pas accompagné ça des mesures appropriées pour permettre aux gens de laisser les emballages ou tout ce qui est déchets plastiques. Donc, actuellement, on continue toujours d'utiliser ces emballages plastiques-là sur le terrain. Donc, on ne peut pas. Il est vrai que cette loi-là est déjà votée et mise en œuvre, mais sa mise en œuvre connaît des difficultés. Voici de façon résumée ce qu'on peut dire concernant les emballages plastiques. Et
qui concerne les emballages plastiques.
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks, Matthias. Thanks for that. And I think, as we had mentioned, part of the program is also to look at the policy environment as well. So I think this is really good as well in terms of the discussions of things that we can take forward. So thanks everyone for joining us. I'm sorry, we have definitely gone over time, but there was quite a lot, as you can see, to get through. And thanks to all of those who have stayed on the call as well. In terms of next steps, as we've said, all the documents are available online. We will also follow up with all of you by email to share the links again, especially as we may make 1 or 2 amendments. to them, but we will follow up with you. We're also open for questions, for Q&A as well. We're open for questions as well for later on. If you have any questions about the process, do get in touch and let us know what your questions are. Elvina mentioned that we will have a training on social enterprise in the week of the 6th of July or thereabouts, so do look out for that as well. And then we will also have that investment platform meeting as well on the 14th of July. So we will follow up with you with all of these. I think MDF have some updates on next step that they wanted to share very quickly, Francis.
Yes, I had my hand up because we are contacting incubators in Benin, and we would like to check if diaspora is interested. We could invite them in a panel session also, as they are really close to working with entrepreneurs in the field. And if investors are also interested in supporting Beninese entrepreneurs that are already there, which are the ones that we want to work with on the Benin side in our program. So they also offered, like, we could do a Q&A session with coaches that are coaching entrepreneurs. And this could be really practical questions like, what is the benefit margins of small enterprise in Benin? What sectors are, most supported? What are the typical problems local entrepreneurs are dealing with? Things like that.
Well, thank you very much, Francis. That's really useful. I think what I should have said as well is that, of course, we're working with MDF on all of these programs. So we will also look at the link on the investment side and the sessions that we put on together as well. So we will definitely come back to you with more information on that as well, including the information that Francis has shared. But otherwise, I think I will say thank you to everyone for joining us. Please do get in touch if you have any queries on the process. We will be in touch as well with as much information as possible, and we are here to support. So do let us know if you have any additional queries. But thanks very much all, and thank you to all my colleagues as well for helping to pull this together. Elvina, Dejons, Alice, Eva, colleagues at MDF. Thank you everyone, Anushka and Frank. And thank you to all you participants. Have a good day.